Northern Mozambique is the poorest part of the country. In the villages of Cabo Delgado province, opportunities for education are few and far between. Now a series of modern architect-designed learning centres are changing that, and they're being built by local people from mud.
We have an education programme that works both with early childhood development and with adult literacy, but there was still a lack of social infrastructure to actually house some of these activities. We wanted to look internally within Eike to see if there were other examples of similar work.
A continent away, in Bangladesh lay the inspiration for this modern generation of learning centres.
We saw the work of Eike Roswag and his partner at the time who developed the school in Bangladesh.
The handmade school, designed by Eike Roswag and Anna Heringer, had just won the Aga Khan Award for Architecture. This ultra-modern building is constructed from mud and bamboo, traditional building materials in Bangladesh. The Handmade Schools Award could have been the end of the story, but the Aga Khan Foundation in Mozambique wanted to apply some of the lessons learned in Bangladesh to Africa.
It really resonated with what we were trying to do and trying to look at, especially in terms of trying to have infrastructure that really provided a dignified and conducive environment to learning and living. And so we contacted Eike to see, what his interest might be in bringing some of those techniques that have been used in Bangladesh and seeing how they could be applied in Mozambique.
After years of development and months of building, the first of the African handmade schools is open for business. And architect Eike Roswag is coming back to see the finished building for the first time.
Todo bien? Good to see you. What? You're very good, very good. That's touching you so much. If this kind of work is coming to the ground and is going to be alive. So usually we have just a period of time of design and working, and then we will come to that level where you give that baby to the reality. That's very nice.
The process began with the study of traditional buildings.
So this is the main existing construction. They have a wooden pole. In this case, it is a mangrove pole because these guys are very close to the bay. So they cut down the mangrove and building a vertical pole, row of poles. And then they put bamboo, splitted bamboo, and then later on they fill it with a hand, bring in the mud into the wall construction.
Mud is not only cheap, but it helps to keep the building cool.
The traditional houses, we have the mud is taking and giving humidity very, very quick. If the temperature is going down, the humidity is increasing, and the mud is taking the humidity at the night time. So that's what happens at the night times. And in the daytime, again, the temperature is increasing, the humidity is going down, and through giving the humidity back to the air, it's cooling down the air, and we have some effects like radiation coming from that mud walls, cooling the buildings. We have a temperature what is something like 5 to 7 degrees below the outside temperature peak, what is a very high comfort.
Comfortable maybe, but the traditional building techniques leave the walls vulnerable to attack by termites and moisture.
So this was before a preschool building, and this is one of the buildings 1.5 years before it was nearly there. And now you can see how the weather is changing it and breaking everything down. Here it's quite working a little bit, but then you can see that the bamboo is broken down, it's rotten. And this wall also won't stand very long because it's all breaking down. And you can see here's everything full of the termites. It's all eaten by the insects. And there's nothing big left. If you look here, you can see the channels of the termites going through here. And they're destroying everything. They eat from inside the bamboo. And then just the hard cover is still standing, but this is not able to take any load. They eat something like 80% of it. So if rain comes into that channels, it's going straight, like very deep into the construction, and then it breaks.
The new building techniques make the finished structures more durable and solid than traditional ones. The latest use mud blocks. The first part of the process is to make enough of them. About 4,000 will be needed for each building. For the roof, Eike imported a technique adapted from the Bangladesh project. It uses 3 bamboo poles together, pinned to prevent them from moving against each other. This means a span of 6 meters without the need for central pillars for support, 3 times the span offered by a traditional bamboo beam.
I'm just sitting at the moment at one of these rafters of the main roof construction of this tunnel or of this triple layer of bamboo. And if you see here, that's quite a very solid construction now.
The first is finished, and now 5 more are under construction. They are being built by apprentices drawn from the villages in the region.
The reason the apprentices are learning these new techniques of construction is so they can use them themselves to build in their own villages.
Eike and his team are demonstrating that you can build very precisely, even using simple tools.
It's like the pharaohs built their pyramids. For the leveling, we use a pipe filled with water, and the water is always going to the same level. It's going up and down. We are able to get a very horizontal level for the whole building.
The apprentices are keen to learn as they anticipate a demand for their new skills.
For me, I started the training because maybe in the future I can get some opportunities to do some construction work, make a business, and I can get the knowledge I need by doing this.
There are 5 of us in this village who want to teach people how to work with these local materials. We are trying to organize a group, an association to teach these techniques. Some people have already asked us to make some doors out of local materials.
Representatives from the French embassy, one of the project's funders, have come to see the latest developments and meet the village president.
I am happy to have this here. It is a meeting space as well as a preschool building. For me, it's very important, and many problems in this community are resolved by this building.
I think it's great because people seem to be really involved in the construction. I've been visiting other projects in other regions, and the community are not always as committed in what they are doing. And that's a great thing because I think preschooling is very important in Mozambique.
For the young children of Cabo Delgado, the new buildings mean the chance to learn and play in a safe and comfortable environment. But the apprenticeship scheme means that education begins before the learning centres are even finished. And one group of apprentices has already formed a company to take on building contracts. A total of 15 of the new learning centres are planned by the Aga Khan Foundation. However, it's the transfer of the skills and technology into the hands of local craftsmen and the education opportunities inside these buildings that mean the construction techniques are literally rebuilding whole communities.
In the future, this will be even better. Other communities could also have constructions like this. They are already asking about it because there are many children suffering for the lack of buildings like this. So I hope in the future, this idea will really grow into more communities and more schools, eventually providing for all the villages.